49 X's. Sure.
Oh, what a fall. I'm not hurt, am I? I don't think so. My, I wonder how many miles I fell down the hole. I must be somewhere near the center of the earth. Let me see. That would be about 4,000 miles, I think. Yes, that's about right. But then I wonder where in latitude and longitude I've gotten to. I wonder if I fell right through the earth. How funny it'll seem for me to come out among the people that walk with their heads downwards. I shall have to ask them which country I'm in, you know. Please, ma'am, is this China or Australia? And what's an ignorant little girl she'll think of me? No, it'll never do to ask. Perhaps I shall see it written somewhere.
I got paws on my fur and whiskers of the queen.
Please, sir. Someone who can help me here. Someone to show me the direction home. First I'll figure out where I am exactly. That's most logical. Hello, I know someone's there.
What is it now?
Where's the servant whose business it is to answer the door?
Which door?
This door, of course.
To answer the door, what's it been asking you?
I don't know what you mean.
I talks English, doesn't I? Or are you deaf? What did the door ask you?
Nothing. I've been knocking at it.
Shouldn't do. Said so, you know. You leave it alone and it'll leave you alone, you know.
Could you tell me then where I am exactly? I'm trying to get...
Care for a nut?
No, thank you. Sister said I'm not to accept nuts from strange squirrels. What was it?
Suit yourself.
State your business. For the Duchess, an invitation from the Queen to play croquet. From the Queen, an invitation for the Duchess to play croquet.
Did you hear me knocking? I was knocking for quite some time.
There's no sort of use in knocking. That's for two reasons. One, we're all on the same side of the door as you are. Secondly, they're making such a noise inside. No one can possibly hear you.
Please then, how am I to get in? I wish to see the Duchess.
There might be some sense in you knocking if we have the door between us. And you could knock, and we could let you out, you know.
But how am I to get in?
We shall sit here till tomorrow. Till the next day, maybe.
Please tell me how to get in.
Are you to get in or off? That's the first question, you know. We shall sit here on and off for days and days.
But what am I to do?
Anything you like.
There's no use in talking to either of you. Why, you're perfectly idiotic. I guess I don't need to knock after all. There's certainly too much pepper in that soup. Would you tell me why your cat grins like that?
It's a Cheshire cat, and that's why.
I didn't know that Cheshire cats always grinned. In fact, I didn't know that cats could grin.
They all can, and most of them do.
I don't know of any that do.
You don't know much, and that's a fact.
Please mind what you're doing.
If everybody minded their own business, the world would go around a great deal faster than it does.
Which would not be an advantage. Just think of what work it would make, with day and night. You see, the Earth takes 24 hours to turn around on its axis. 24 hours. Where's the 12?
Oh, don't bother me. I hate numbers.
Cheshire cat, would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here?
That depends a great deal on where you want to get to.
I don't much care where. Oh, then it doesn't matter which way you go. So long as I get somewhere.
You're sure to do that.
If only you walk long enough. What sort of people live about here? In that direction lives a hatter, and in that direction lives a March hare. Visit Edu like they're both mad. I don't want to go among mad people. Oh, you can't help that. We're all mad out here. I'm mad, you're mad. How do you know I'm mad? You wouldn't have come here if you weren't. And how do you know you're mad? Well now, you see, a dog growls when it's angry and wags its tail when it's pleased. Now I growl when I'm pleased and wag my tail when I'm angry. Therefore, I'm mad. I call it purring, not growling. Call it what you like. Do you play croquet with the Queen today? I should like it very much, but I haven't been invited. You'll see me yet. Well, I've often seen a cat without a grin, but a grin without a cat is the most curious thing I ever saw in my life. Which way did she say to go again? I've seen hatters before. The March hare will be much the most interesting. And perhaps, as it is May, it won't be raving mad. At least not as mad as it was in March.
No room!
There's plenty of room.
Have some wine.
I don't see any wine.
There isn't any.
Then it wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
It wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
I didn't know it was your table. It's laid out for a great many more than 3.
Your hair wants cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I believe I can guess that.
You mean you think you can find the answer?
Exactly so.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least I mean what I say. It's the same thing, you know.
Not the same thing a bit. You might as well say I see what I eat. It's the same thing as I eat what I see.
You might as well say that I like what I get is the same thing as I get what I like.
Might as well just say, breathe when I sleep, it's the same thing as I sleep when I breathe.
It is the same thing with you. What day of the month is it?
The 4th.
2 days wrong. I told you the butter wouldn't suit the works.
But it was the best butter.
Well, you shouldn't have put it in with the bread knife. Some crumbs must have got into it.
It was the best butter, you know.
What a funny watch. It tells the day of the month, but doesn't tell what o'clock it is.
Why? Does yours tell you what year it is?
Of course not. But that's because it stays the same year for such a long time.
Which is the same case with mine.
I don't quite understand you.
The dormouse is asleep again.
Of course, I heard everything you said.
So, have you guessed the riddle yet?
No, I give it up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
No. I think you might do something better with the time than waste it in asking riddles that have no answers.
If you knew time as well as I did, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him.
I don't know what you mean.
I dare say you've never even spoken to time.
Perhaps not, but I know I have to beat time when learning music.
Ah, now that accounts for it. He won't stand a beating, you know. Now, if you only stayed on good terms with him, you'd almost do anything you liked with the clock. Say it was 9 o'clock in the morning. Just time to begin lessons. All you'd have to do is whisper a hint to time, and round goes the clock in a twinkling. 1:30, time for dinner.
That would be grand, certainly, but then I shouldn't be hungry for it, you know.
Well, you could keep it at 1:30 as long as you like.
Is that the way you manage?
Not I. We quarreled last March, right before she went mad, you know. It was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts, and I had to sing. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. You know the song, Pat.
I've heard something like it.
It's on, you know. Up above the world so high, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle,
Twinkle.
Well, it's just then that the Queen brought out his money the time. Off with his head.
How dreadfully savage.
Yes. And ever since then, time won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now.
That's the reason so many tea things are set out?
Exactly so. And we have no time to wash the things between whiles.
So you keep moving round, I suppose.
Yes, as the things get used up.
But what happens when you come to the beginning again?
I'm getting tired of this. Suppose we change the subject. I vote Dormouse tells us the story.
Wake up, Dormouse.
Wake up, Dormouse. Tell us the story.
Yes, please do.
And be quick about it, or you'll be asleep again before it's over.
Once upon a time,
She's asleep.
Wake up, Dormouse.
Wake up.
and they lived happily ever after.
What a wonderful story.
The beginning is my favorite.
I like the end.
But there was in the middle.
Have some more tea.
I've had nothing yet, so I can't take more.
You mean you can't take less. It's very easy to take more than nothing.
Nobody asked your opinion.
Who's making personal remarks now?
What happened in the
want a clean cut. Let's move over.
I don't understand what we're moving. Really, I don't think...
Well, then you should talk.
This is the rudest tea party I've ever been to in all my life.
Have some more tea.
You look exactly like an egg.
It's very provoking to be called an egg. Very.
I said you looked like an egg, sir. And some eggs are very pretty now.
And some people have no more sense than a baby.
Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a big ball. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again.
Don't stand there chattering, but tell me your name and your business.
My name is Alice, but
It's a stupid enough name. What does it mean?
must the name mean something?
Of course it must. My name means the shape I am. And it's a good, handsome shape, too. With a name like yours, you might be any shape almost.
Why do you sit out here all alone?
Why? Because there's nobody with me. You think I didn't know the answer to that? Ask another.
Wouldn't you be safe on the ground? This wall is so very narrow.
What tremendously easy riddles you ask. Why, of course I don't think so. If I were to fall, there's just no chance of it. But if I did fall, the king has promised me with his very own mouth to...
To send all his horses and all his men?
Yes, all of his horses and all of his men. They'd pick me up again in a minute. They would. However, this conversation is going on a little bit too fast. It's my turn to choose the subject. How old did you say you were?
10 years and 6 months.
Wrong. You never said a word like it.
I thought you meant how old are you?
Well, if I had meant that, I'd have said it. 10 years and 6 months. An uncomfortable sort of age. If you asked my advice, I would have said, leave it off at 10. But it's too late now.
I never asked advice about growing.
Too proud?
It's just that one can't help growing older, you know.
One can't, but two can. With proper assistance, might have left it off at 10.
What a beautiful tie you wear. Or a beautiful habit, I should say. No, a tie. I beg your pardon?
It's a very provoking thing when a person doesn't know a tie from a cravat.
I know it's very ignorant of me.
It's a tie, child, and a beautiful one, as you say. It was given to me from the king and queen there now.
Is it really?
Yes, it was given to me as an unbirthday present.
What's an unbirthday present?
A present given when it isn't your birthday, of course.
I like birthday presents best.
You don't know what you're talking about! How many days in a year are there?
365.
And how many birthdays have you?
1.
And if you take 1 from 365, what remains?
364, of course.
That seems done right, though I haven't had time to see them properly on paper just yet. Anyhow, that shows that there are 364 days where you may receive unbirthday presents.
Certainly.
And only 1 for birthday presents, you know.
You seem very clever, sir, but I really must be going.
Do as you wish. Goodbye.
Goodbye till we meet again.
I should know you if we did meet. You're too exactly like everybody else.
The face is what one goes by generally.
That's just what I complain of, your face. 2 eyes, nose in the middle, mouth under. It's always the same. Now if you had two eyes on the same side of the nose, for instance, or a mouth on top, that would be some help.
It wouldn't look very nice.
Wait until you try.
They look all the unsatisfactory people I've ever met.
Tell me, my dear, did you happen to meet any soldiers as you came through the wood?
Yes, I did. Several thousand, I should think.
The king sent 4,207. That's the exact number. He didn't send 2 of the horses because they were both wearing a croquet ring. And I haven't sent the 2 messengers either. They both love the town. Look along the road. Tell me if you can see it.
I see nobody on the road.
To see nobody, and at that distance, I only wish I had such eyes as you. I can hardly see normal people in this light.
I don't suppose you know where the queen is today?
She's that way. What do you want to see the queen for?
Well, I don't know.
That's clear enough. Otherwise, you don't.
It's just that I'm trying to get home, and... So tired, Lily. I wish you could talk.
We can talk, and is anybody worth talking to?
And can all the flowers talk?
As well as you can, and a great deal louder.
It is a good man supposed to be skin, you know.
And I was wondering when her face has got some sense in it, though it's not a clever one. Still, you're the right color, and that goes a long way. I don't care about the color. If only your petals showed up a little bit more, she'd be all right.
Aren't you sometimes frightened at being planted out here with no one to take care of you?
There's the tree in the middle. What else is it good for?
But what could it do if any danger came? It says bow wow. That's why springs are called bow. Didn't you know that?
Silence. She knows I can't get to her, or she wouldn't dare to do it.
If you don't hold your tongue, I'll pick you.
That's right. The daisies are worst of all. When one speaks, they all begin together. It's enough to make one wither to hear the way they go on.
How is it you can all talk so nicely? I've been in many gardens before, but none of the flowers could talk.
Put your hand on the ground, then you'll know why.
It's very hard, but I don't see what that has to do with it.
You see, in most flower gardens, they make the flower beds too soft, so the flowers are always sleeping.
I never thought of that before.
It's my opinion that you never think at all. Hold your tongue, as if you know what's going on in the world more than if you were a bud. Where does it come from, and where are you going anyway?
I seem to have lost my way, I'm afraid.
I don't know what you mean by your way. All the ways about here belong to the queen.
If you think we're waxworks, you ought to pay. No, waxworks aren't made to be looked at for nothing, no how. Contrariwise, if you think we're alive, you ought to speak.
I'm sure I'm very sorry.
I know what you're thinking about, but it's not so no-how. Contrariwise, if it were so, it might be. And if it were so, it would be. But as it isn't, it ain't. That's logic.
I was thinking, which is the best way out of these woods? Would you tell me, please?
You've been wrong. The first thing you do when you eat is say, how do you do? And shake hands.
It would never do to say how do you do now. We seem to have got beyond that somehow.
No how. Thank you very much for asking.
Are there any lions or tigers about here?
No, it's solely like that. Sorry. Come here now. Come and look. Isn't he a lovely sight? Rip the store's head off.
I'm afraid he'll catch a cold lying on the damp grass.
He's dreaming now. And what do you think he's dreaming about?
Nobody can guess that.
Why about you? And if you rushed off to where would you suppose you'd be?
Where I am now, of course.
Not you. You'd be nowhere. Why, you're only a sort of thing in his dream. If that fair night were to wake up, you'd drown. Bang! Just like a cannon.
I shouldn't. Besides, if I'm only a sort of thing in his dream, what are you, I should like to know?
Ditto.
Hush, you'll be waking him, I'm afraid, if you make so much noise.
There's no sense in you talking waking. You know very well you're not real.
I am real.
You will make yourself a bit early by crying. There's nothing to cry about.
If I weren't real, I shouldn't be able to cry.
You don't suppose there's a real tear.
I know you're talking nonsense, and it's a foolish thing to cry about. Really, I'm better be getting out of the woods. It's growing rather dark. Do you think it's going to rain?
No. No, not under here, no help.
That's right.
And then if it chooses, we have no objection. That's where he was. Do you see that?
It's only a rattle, not a rattlesnake. Just an old rattle, quite old and broken.
I knew it was. It's ruined, of course.
You needn't be so angry about an old rattle.
It's not old. What do I tell you? I bought it yesterday. My nice new rattle. Of course you want her to have a battle. Very well. And she can help us dress up. You know. I hope you're a good hand at pinning and tying strings. All these things have to go on one way or another.
Really? You'll look more like bundles of old clothes than anything else by the time you're ready.
Please find a screw around my neck.
What for?
To keep my head from being cut off. What else? You know it's one of the most serious things that can happen to one in battle. To get one's head cut off. Do I look very pale?
Well, yes, a little.
Normally I'm very brave, but today I have a headache. And I've got a toothache. I'm far worse off than you.
Then maybe you shouldn't fight today.
We must have a bit of a fight. I don't care how long it lasts. What time is it now? 4:30. We'll fight until 6. Then have dinner. Very well. And so you can watch us.
But you better not come too close. I generally hit everything I can see when I get really excited.
And I hit everything within reach, whether I can see it or not.
You must hit trees pretty often, I should think.
I don't suppose there'll be a tree left standing by the time we're finished.
All about a rattle.
I wouldn't have been so upset if it hadn't been new.
I wish the monstrous crow would come already and frighten them both away.
There's only one sort. But he can use it, right? It's quite dark here. Oh, we better begin quickly. See? It's growing as dark as it can.
And darker. It's so dark, I believe there's a thunderstorm coming on. Look what a thick black cloud that is, and how fast it comes. Why, I do believe it's got wings.
It's the crow!
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yes, who are you?
Why, I hardly know, sir. Just a friend. At least, I knew who I was when I woke up this morning, but I must have changed since then. You see?
I don't see.
I'm afraid I can't put it more clearly. I don't understand it myself to begin with. Changing is very confusing.
It is not.
Well, perhaps you haven't done it so yet. But one day, when you turn into a chrysalis, you will see that, you know. And then into a butterfly. I'm a bit strange, won't you?
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps your feelings are different than mine. Online knowers would feel very strange to me.
You, who are you?
I think you have to tell me who you are first.
So you think you've changed, do you?
I'm afraid I have, sir. I don't feel like the same person is all.
Being one person is overrated. Who do you want to be?
Oh, I'm not particular to who. Only, what you feel like oneself, you know?
I don't.
Wait, where are you going?
Look out now, 5. Don't go sliding paint all over me like that.
I couldn't help it. 7 hit my elbow.
That's right, 5. Always lay the blame on others.
Hey, you better not talk. I heard the queen say only yesterday that you deserve to be beheaded.
What for?
It's none of your business, too.
Yes, it is her to tell her. Or she would cook him instead of the other one.
Of all the unjust things.
Would you tell me where you're painting those roses?
Why, the fact is, you see, miss, this here ought to have been a red rose cake. But we put a white one in by mistake. And if the queen was to find out, she shall surely have our heads cut off, you know. So we're doing our best before she comes to.
The queen, the queen!
Who is this? What is your name, child?
My name is Alice, Your Majesty.
And who are these?
How should I know? It's no business of mine.
Off with their heads!
Nonsense!
Consider my day, she is only a child.
Get up! Stop that, you make me giddy. What have you been doing here? May it please your majesty, we're trying. I see. Off with their heads.
Don't worry, you won't be beheaded.
Are their heads off? Their heads are gone, may it please your majesty. Come on then.
It's a very fine day. Very. Why is the Maiden of Hearts in chains? Hush, hush, General sends execution. What for? To show the Queen's heart. Is that all? Oh, hush, the Queen will hear you, you see. They are missing Queen loves the tarts.
Get moving!
Where are we going anyway?
Golf course.
I thought croquet.
Not anymore. Here, here, silence in the court. Held for the accusations.
The Queen of Hearts made some tarts on a summer day. The knave of Hearts who stole those tarts took them quite away.
Consider your verdict.
Not yet, not yet. There's a great deal more to come before that.
Call the first witness.
First witness.
Thank you. I beg your pardon, your majesties, for bringing this in, but I hadn't quite finished with my tea when I was sent for.
You should have finished. When did you begin?
14th of March, I think it was.
No, it was the 15th.
It was the 16th.
Right back down. Take off your hat.
It's not mine.
Stolen.
Not stolen. I'm a haver. I keep them to sell. I have none of my own.
Give your evidence, and don't be nervous. I'll have you executed on the spot.
Give your evidence, or I'll have you executed, whether you're nervous or not.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesties, and I hadn't begun my tea not above a week or so, and what with the bread and butter getting so thin, and the twinkling of the tea,
The twinkling of the what?
it began with the tea.
Of course, twinkling begins with a T.
What do you take me for?
Well, most things twinkled after that. Only the March Hare said,
I did it.
you did.
I deny it.
She denies it. Leave out that part.
And then I went and cut some more bread and butter.
But what did the dormouse say?
That I can't remember.
You must remember, or I'll have you beheaded.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesties.
You're a very poor speaker. If that's all you know, you may stand down.
I'm on the floor as it is. I can't go no lower.
Then you may sit down.
I'd rather finish my tea.
You may go.
And just take his head off outside.
Call the next witness. Give your evidence.
Shake. Your Majesty must cross-examine the witness.
Well, if I must, I must. What are tarts made of?
Peppermint.
Call on that dormouse! Behead that dormouse! Turn that dormouse out of the court! Press her, pinch her, off with her whiskers!
Cheshire Cat. Oh, how are you getting along? They're dreadfully fond of beheading people here. The great wonder is that there's anyone left alive. And how do you like the Queen? Not at all. She's so extremely...
Who are you talking to?
It's a friend of mine, a Cheshire Cat. Allow me to introduce it.
I don't like the looks of it. But if it wishes, can I kiss my hand?
I'd rather not.
Then it must be removed. My dear, I wish you'd have that cat removed.
Off with its head.
Over the stage. Queen orders.
But Your Majesty, I can't behead a cat that's not there.
If something's not done about it in less than no time, I'll have everyone beheaded.
In that case.
Never mind. Call the next witness. Alice.
Me? Why would I be called?
What do you know about this business?
Nothing.
Nothing whatever.
Nothing whatever.
That's very important.
Unimportant, Your Majesty, of course.
Unimportant, then of course, they'll let the jury consider their verdict.
There's more evidence to come yet. Please, Your Majesty, in the case of how this has been picked up. It seems to be the letter written by the prisoner to somebody.
Who is it directed to?
It isn't directed at all. In fact, there's nothing written outside. It isn't a letter after all, it's a set of verses.
Is it in the prisoner's handwriting?
No, it's not. It's just strange. Think about it.
Who's imitated someone else's hand?
Please, Your Majesty, you have to believe my innocence. I don't even care for tarts. I'm a bread and butter man myself. Besides, I didn't write that letter and you can't prove it. There's no name signed at the end.
That proves his guilt.
It proves nothing of the sort. Why, you don't even know what it's about. Please, Your Majesty, where shall I begin?
Begin at the beginning, then go on to the weekly, and then stop.
They told me you had been to her and mentioned me to him. She gave me good character, but said I could not swim. I gave her one, they gave him two, you gave us 3 more. They all returned from him to you, those were mine before. My notion was that you had been an obstacle that came between him, ourselves, and it.
That is the most important piece of evidence we've heard yet.
I don't believe there's an ounce of meaning in it.
There's no meaning. It says a world of trouble. So we need to find it. Now let the jury consider their verdict.
No, no. Sentence first, verdict afterwards.
Stuff and nonsense. The idea of having a sentence first?
Hold your tongue.
I won't.
Off with her
Who
head.
cares what you think?
Off with her head.
Alice, where are you?
Alice. 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 Alice, wake up.
Oh, was I asleep? What a strange dream.
Look out! Off with her head!